Hey guys, I hope everybody's having a fantastic day. Whether you're watching this in the morning, in the afternoon, or in the evening, I am glad you're here. Guys, before we get started on this kind of unique review, I'm going to ask if you would please hit that subscribe button and that bell notification icon next to it, just because it would really help me out. Today, I wanted to go through and spend some time, maybe over the next several days, going through some of my Finch pocket knives. These are modern pocket knives that are flippers with detents that are designed to look more like traditional slip joints. They've got a couple of really cool things about them. I've always thought, and I collected them for quite a while, before I started getting into a little bit more discretionary type knives. But these come perfectly centered. This particular one is the Finch Harvester. One of the things, just one, that's really cool about it, and I don't know if you'll be able to see it here, is the shield. Unlike on some of the traditionals that we see that are slip joints, this shield actually is a loom. So I don't know if you're able to see that because we're kind of under some bright lights. But the shield does glow. Again, that doesn't make it a good knife. That's not why I like Finch knives. I just think it's a really cool little aspect. But most of them are flipper knives. So if you think of a slip joint, they've got nail nicks in them. So you could easily operate this as a slip joint. The only difference is it's got a bolster lock, so it is a locking knife. But in terms of the feel, in terms of the functionality, it is very much like a traditional knife, like a slip joint. So I can open it, unlock it, and close it. I can use the flipper to flip it, unlock it, and close it. Or I can use the nail nick to flick it and close it. So it's got multiple different deployments. I think it has a lot of the charm of the slip joints. For example, when we look at this knife closed, just to get an idea, yes, it has a pocket clip, but if we throw some random traditionals, modern traditionals, it kind of has that vibe, right? It doesn't look as much like a modern folder as it looks like a slip joint, in my opinion. And that's very much an uneducated, humble opinion. But this has got a yellow bone handle with a stainless steel bolster, stainless steel liner, has a titanium milled pocket clip, has a blade that is just a super nice slicey blade at a 154 cm. Let's see if I've got anything to cut. Unfortunately, I'm down to cardstock. This blade, one of the things I like about the Harvester over some of my other Finches is its design around actually cutting. It has got a blade that's angled back towards the handle, so it really, similarly to the low drag jack, it keeps that material in the cutting path and really makes for a nice cut. So the Finch Harvester is probably, when we look at my Finch collection, it's one of the ones that I use most often. I carry it quite often. There's several others I carry quite often as well, but the Harvester's one, because the action is so glassy, it's tuned perfectly for the flick, it's tuned for the reverse flick, and if I hand it to my dad and he's used to using a slip joint, he'll just tell me it has no walk and talk, in which case he would be 100% accurate. But let's take a look at this knife, get a couple of size comparisons of some other knives that we might be used to in our collection. And we'll start with the obligatory cold steel Formax as I shake cat hair all over the mat. And then we'll look at it next to the Civivi Baby Banter. Much smaller than the Formax. quite a bit bigger than the baby banter. Let's look at it next to the Benchmade bug out. And it's going to be a little bit smaller than the Benchmade bug out, which will keep us foregoing the Spyderco Paramilitary 2 because we know it's going to be bigger than that. We will see how it compares in size to the Benchmade baby bug out, to which it's right around the same size, maybe a little bit bigger. But let me get some dimensions for you guys on the Finch harvester. It's covered now in cat hair. Thanks, Tippy. Use the Javon promotional free ruler. It's going to tell me it's 6 3/4 inches overall with a 2 3/4 inch blade and roughly a 4-inch handle. The grip up to that main handle, which is be behind the flipper tab, is 3.5. I can utilize up to 4 inches up to right here comfortably. That's typically how I hold this knife. It is a flat grind, tall flat grind. Starts out with the blade thickness of 0.1115. And then behind the edge here, it's going to be right around 0.0140. And the handle, I'm guessing, is going to be around 1/2 inch. Right under it, 0.4755. And it is a stainless linered knife, so I'm assuming it's going to have, feels like it's got a little heft, nothing heavy, but feels like a knife. 3.55 ounces, just about right. And again, great carry, guys. The clip is very pocket friendly, along with that smooth bone-like material. The liner lock or concealed frame lock is done very, very well. The centering is on point. The flipper tab, dynamite. The only branding you have on this knife is Finch there. And then you've got 154 cm and the name of the knife, the harvester. I apologize for Tippy whining. But yeah, guys, a knife that if you were going to explore the Finch brand, if you hadn't yet and you are interested, the first knife that I would tell you to get, if not the 1929 or the Doc Holliday, would definitely be the Finch harvester. It's one of my very favorite Finches. I'll bring you a few more the next couple of days because I kind of find a nostalgic re-examining of them now that I've gotten into this slip joint rabbit hole. But guys, I appreciate it. I love to see you guys here watching my videos. It makes me happy. Thank you to all my channel members. You guys make it possible. Please, all of you, look out for the guy or gal to your left. Look out for the guy or gal to your right. Look out for each other. Go forward with love in your heart. Choose debate, not hate. I love you all. Peace.